All right. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the stable. Weekly update video. It is a Wednesday. We've got the Easter game tomorrow, so it's kicking off quick. I've got some really interesting a trade that I think I'm going to do. And I will be boosting for my first time as well. And I'll touch on that in a moment. But I will just, if you didn't catch the stream last night, the live show, I'll show you the round, because it wasn't a good one. We take the good ones with the bad. A round rank of 85,000. That one stung. Now my season rank dipped to 15k. So I'm lucky that my first two rounds were decent, especially my second round was very good. Because when I saw 83k round 3 rank, I thought I was going to fly down to about 40, 50k season. So to only see 15, I'm pretty happy with that. And it was my worst buy. I didn't like that buy. So as we can see, yes, 1772. We did vice Xerri, but then we ended up captaining Gorn because I wasn't going to take a 68. So McAndrew came on for Kalani White. Sheasel did Sheasel things. Butters did his thing. Walsh got his 100. Sinclair did his thing. Dacos happy. Yeah, there's pretty happy, but what I'm looking at, I'm already looking at upgrading. As you can see, I'm sitting on 400k. And this is because when Gordon got injured and everyone went Gordon to Sarong, I went Gordon to Anderson, but I also went Ashcroft down to Murdoch. Which isn't looking like the terrible trade now. It felt kind of silly at round 1 to trade Ashcroft out when his bye was coming up, but he wasn't scoring well. So I had reasons, but it did feel a little bit silly sideways. But what I can do now, I think it's going to pay worth it. So Xerri, 3 weeks. If you're in a head-to-head league, I touched on that. If you're only in head-to-head leagues, even cash head-to-heads, I'm pro hold Xerri. I did it last year and I held him, and he was when he was out for 3 weeks before Supercoach finals, and he was a pod, and he was unbelievable in the finals for head-to-head. If you're in all points, total points, 3 weeks out is too long for 680k. We're gonna want him back, but yeah. Look, if there was 2 more weeks of top 18, maybe there's 1 more week and then 2 weeks of full 23. So you'll be flexing them out, if not sitting them on your R3. When you can literally get anyone with his money, I think you have to move him on. You have to, especially if you're playing for total points. So he is going to be in my trade. And I'm going to upgrade Parrish. Because Parrish has to go, I think. He's not going to... I wish this was Dersma. I know a popular trade this week is Parrish down to Dersma. I'll start now, because what I'm going to do is I'm straight away using my 400k. I'm actually upgrading Parrish. I'm upgrading Parrish to Sniff Smith. Sniff Smith is final team thoughts. He always has been final team thoughts. At 630k, I just like the 170 was just a reminder, like this is what he can do. There's so many weeks last year he just chilled at 140. He just kept dropping 140s like it was nothing. And I feel like we kind of forgot. Sniff Smith, yeah, like his break even just then was only 80, which is pretty crazy. It's because of the 170. He's just a set and forget. If I know I'm paying 630, it's probably close to a ceiling. His ceiling price is probably 650, maybe 670. So we're paying close to ceiling. But like, if I go down to Dersma, I need another trade to go back up anyway. I'm just thinking this is one and done. So yeah, Parrish to Smith, and I'm down to 100k. Now this is where it gets a little bit saucy. All right. Originally, I was just sideways in Xerri to Grundy, or English, Grundy or Tim English. And then I was going to upgrade Carroll to Coleman or Dersma. but I've changed my tune slightly. I then was going to trade Xerri down to Ned Reeves. And if I can do that, I can turn Jack Carroll into Nick Dacos. Theoretically, I can turn Jack Carroll into Bontempelli, which is just bonkers to say. But this is upgrade season. I think we're here if you've got the dosh. If we didn't have to trade Xerri out, we're not really here. We are with Parish. Parish is upgrade time, or a lot of people opt in downgrade. People might think I'm crazy for thinking you can already upgrade, but I am generally looking at upgrading Parish to Smith, and then Xerri down to Ned Reeves. But then I realised I can do this. I can put Gawn in there. Because what happens if I went Xerri down to Ned Reeves and Carroll to Dacos? I missed out on both Dersma and Coleman, and I want one of them. I really want one of them. I know a lot of the Supercoach players are leaning heavily Dersma. It's like his break-even's way better right now. For the sugar hit, Dersma's way better. And I think Dersma will get to 400k, probably minimum. That'll be his floor. His ceiling might be 450. It might be 450. But Coleman, I think Coleman also gets, his floor's 380, 370. I'll give it that because he's got more uncertainty with his role. But if they find a way to sneak him more to halfback, his floor becomes like 430 and his ceiling becomes 500. Now, there's just more uncertainty with Coleman. Dersma has that wing spot. He's going to have that wing spot all year and he's not going to miss a game. I don't think Coleman's too good of a player. Once he gets a run, he will not get dropped when other players are coming in. Last week was the first game we saw where Coleman's back to that. Like, he's not going to get dropped. It's just he doesn't have the Zorko role. But I still like it a bit more. But anyway, I just rattled on a bit about the Dersma Coleman thing, but I've decided right now I'm going Xerri down to Coleman. Now, I'll just do this quickly so we can finish this trade. I'll go Xerri down to Coleman. Go dollars per points is probably the quickest way to get to him. As you can see, Dersma's still high up on dollars per points. For someone that's 270k, Ned Reeves is very high as well. Where's Dersma? Ned Reeves is higher on dollar per points than Dersma. He is. Yeah, look. These three could interchange by tomorrow. Ned Reeves, Dersma, or Coleman. Right now, I'm going Coleman. Where is Kadeen? I'm struggling. I'm worried I have a bias here because reveal I am a Brisbane Lions fan, and I want Coleman to go well, man. 2 years out, so I know I might be seeping in a bias, but I also know I know the player more than maybe people that don't watch him, and he is a jet if he finds those straps. You're not doing any wrong going Dersma. Reeves is a risk. Reeves could just start dropping 50s, like he just could. So if Coleman doesn't get halfback, so could Coleman. Dersma's due a bit of a down one. So even people that bring Dersma in this week, just prepare. You might get hit with a 50 very shortly, but he's a first year player. It's going to happen. Xerri down to Coleman, and this is where it gets ridiculous. Then I can go Jack Carroll. I can go Carroll to Bond, but 710 is just berserk. Like, there's one player in the league I wouldn't be mad at you paying 710 for, and it is Bontempelli. You just have to be scoring 130 plus every week to not go down. If he just drops 100 one week, he's going to drop like 10k. 170, which he just might not do, but he did it last year. He dropped 270s in a row, and people got him at like 590, 600. I'm not saying that's going to happen this year because it might not. For me, if Bond hits 670, you have to go there. But just 710, I'm struggling with it. And Nick Dacos looks just red hot, mate. He looks red hot. He'll probably catch a tag, but he just there for me. The Brownlow's between them. Honestly, at the moment, it's Bond and Dacos. But if we do that and go complete trades, did I do Parish? Oh, did I do it separate? Okay, do complete trades, and then I'll put Dacos in, obviously, for Blamirez. My midfield is almost done at round 4. Now, yes, my rucks are Gawn and McAndrew. My defense is fine. Like, there's still room to upgrade there, and these guys are going to make money. Forward line's a mess, all right? We can't even get... The forward line needs work, but I think everyone's is at the moment. We're gonna have to knuckle down on the forward line very soon. But I'll be able to because literally my mid is... I have one move left in the mid, and that's why I still have Bruin, is to get to Bont. I need timing to fall for Bruin to be 400k. If he can get there, that's not a given. If he's 400k around the time Bont's 6... Let's just say he plummets to 650. Probably not going to happen. I'll make that trade happen. I'll figure out how to go down. Even if I have to go down 2 rookies to make the 250 go up, then the mid's done. I'll be happy to have Jagger Smith M8 if I have to all year. Right at the end of the year, upgrade him if I can. But I think I might be doing this. Like I said, the only other option is Xerri to Grundy, Xerri to Grundy, Parish to Sniff Smith, and Carroll to Coleman. So I'm missing Dacos. It's basically Dacos or Grundy. Grundy could score 200 this week. He's versing West Coast. Tim English could score 180 this week. He's versing Blackiston. There's options. I'm just finding it hard to knock back bringing in Nick Dacos and Bailey Smith in the same week, both upgrades. Parish and Carroll to Dacos and Smith. I think I'm sticking with that. And Coleman will then be in my flex. Another quick thing on Coleman. If he get, I'm leaning Coleman over Dersma because I think he'll get forward DDP. I'm not sure, but I'm sure. I feel like I'm sure he's played enough forward to get forward DDP. And if he's got forward DDP, he's so much more useful because he won't get near the top 6 defenders. But the top 6 forwards, like that could be anyone. By the time you get to F5 and F6, honestly, this year it could be anyone. So yes, Coleman's the pick. And we're still going to... We'll touch on our captains quickly. So we're still looping. Melbourne do play the Sunday first game. My captain options on Sunday are Smith and Ed Richards. If I have to change off my VC, I'll probably be going Ed Richards on Essendon, $1.01. Wow, that's pretty crazy. But my VC might just have to go on the Dakes. I could go on Sheasel, you know. Could go on Sheasel against Carlton Friday night. Here's the thing, Dacos scores pretty well against Brisbane. You would think we'll do something about him. You'd think we're going to put some attention to him. We did it last week and that still went pretty crazy. And then we dropped the tag anyway. I think it has to be Nick for now. I'll put the captain on Kalani White so we can do the loop. Yeah, it's either Kalani White or Sheasel. Kalani White. It's either Dacos or Sheasel. I think it'll have to be Dacos. Let's set up. We'll probably Jack Wes. Sinclair's got the bye. Flanders, Philippou. So I'm not that bad on buys this week. My only pre-match Flanders. My only primo. I'm a shambles. It's too late. Primo flame. My only primo is Jack Sinclair out. I want calming down the Flanders. We might be using him to get to Petrarca. That's another week. Back to Petrarca. Updated injury list 1 to 3 for Petrarca as well. A bit wild. But yeah, this is my team at the moment going into tomorrow night. I'm pretty happy. Again, the Ned Reeves and the Dersma break-even sugar hit is interesting. But I'm going Coleman for now. Yeah. So, yeah, there we go. We'll see how we go this week, and we'll see you next week, and good luck. Catches.